rugby fans. Welcome to Houston, Texas, the Space City. It's National Collegiate Rugby's Collegiate Rugby Championship 15s. Houston 2023. This is the big one. The Division I championship between St. Bonaventure University, the Bonnies, Notre Dame College, the Falcons. I am John Brogram, joined by the contact coach, Craig Wilson. We thank you for sticking with us. We have an exciting night of rugby to come, Craig.
Yeah, despite the slight delay, we are pumped for this one. Cannot wait to get going, John.
This is the culmination. This is it. These teams are raring to go. Let's take a look at the Bonnies. How they got here. This is them last week against Brown. It's a nail-biter they played. Great game, Craig. You were calling this one. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, as you said, it was an absolute nail-biter, but St. Bonaventure earned every single moment of this game. Some good combination between the forwards and the backs, and they looked particularly at ease with ball in hand. They really like to play, and you can see lots of elusive runners from that back line, but it's all built on a really strong platform from their forwards.
Brown, the defending champions from last year, taken out by Bonnies this year, becoming quite a big matchup up there in the Northeast Liberty Conference. And the game winner. So let's now take a look at Notre Dame, the Falcons game, Notre Dame College's game from last week.
Yeah, much the same. It was an awesome game, good balance between their forwards and backs, and you can just see some really nice backline moves, particularly that right foot step there to get in and under the post. They just looked very much at ease, and they were building as the game went through. And again, that's just that combination between the forwards and backs. And just look at that hand there from Lucky McDonald.
Big win against Indiana here that they had. Indiana, definitely one of the top teams around. So the Falcons, a good job to get here. This matchup, Falcons versus Bonnies, is going to be tonight's Division I National Collegiate Rugby Championship. As you see the teams taking the field, the Bonnies in the black and in the blue and white is going to be the Notre Dame College Falcons. Let's take a look at the record for these teams. And we'll see the teams right now. We'll get to their records in just a minute. St. Bonaventure record. They're 7-2 on the season. Virginia Tech, Tennessee, and Western Michigan, recent big wins they had. But those wins important over Brown last weekend. They won against Brown in the semifinals and the quarterfinals. They beat another team. Correct what you're seeing there. So that's St. Bonaventure's road here, 7-2. Let's take a look at Notre Dame College. Notre Dame College, a couple of big wins here to get here, 9-1 in the season. Played 10 games total, some good wins in the semifinals and quarterfinals to get here. Good work by the Notre Dame College Falcons. You see the teams lined up for the national anthem.
Please rise and take off your caps for our national anthem.
That is done and dusted, the anthem. We're almost ready to get this Division I championship matchup underway. It is going to be a great game coming up. Greg, lots of good players on both of these teams. We have a lot to look forward to here. Lightning has has dissipated, so it's going to be a good one here. Flowed down already during the day. Let's talk about just some players on the Bonnies here.
Yeah, big one you want to look forward to is number 3, James Aitken out of Doncaster, England. He got a great try last weekend. He's going to be the cornerstone of their scrum. Finals are often won on just having a really dominant set piece. And then number 10, Wilson Poyner out of Queensland, Australia. He's just going to look to try and play him in the right areas of the field.
How about on their opposing team?
Yeah, you got Notre Dame there. You got Marcus Van Vuren, the South African number 8. He's an absolute powerhouse of a player. And then number 15 is the heartbeat of the team, Lackey McDonald, out of Brisbane, Australia. He's a heartbeat of theirs.
Refereeing this game is going to be Chris Micheletti. He's joined by Matt Lake and Adam Falk as the assistant referees. Rob Gilmore is going to be your number 4 for this matchup. We are just about ready to go with this Division I championship. Referee Micheletti gets us underway. Running from right to left on your screen is Notre Dame College. They kick down to the Bonnies. Bonnies going to put that one into touch right away, go to a first line out. First meeting these teams just a couple of weeks ago, really, won by NDC. But even the Notre Dame College coaches were saying, you know, there are a couple players missing for Bonnies. They expected something a little bit different tonight.
Yeah, you can't really count too much of regular season now. Finals football is completely different. It's all about who has that edge on the given day. Both teams deserve to be here. Now, which team can manage the situation, the delay, and also look at that wind. It's really whipping out there.
Yeah, it's whipping after the lightning that delayed our last game. So this game is about a couple of hours late from where it should be. So ball up, goes back to the Bonnies. You saw Mashea Young, the first-year player, former captain of Xavier High School, get that. Immediately they get the ball into Matthew Conroy's hands. Conroy from Glasgow, Scotland, barrels into NDC, takes a first penalty here for the Bonnies.
Yeah, it just looks like he got his tackle height a little bit long, maybe needed a little bit more of a dip, but it was certainly a big collision. And you just saw instantly from that first line out, the wind is causing absolute havoc. So just watch that line out, that nearly hit the 9's hands. That's how far out of the way. Just look at this collision. He comes in, he's looking to really make a big effort there and set the physicality meter up early.
Conroy from GHA, Glasgow, Hutchison's Aloysians Club, the south side of Glasgow. The Hutchins Grammar as well. Ball up there to the first-year player, Mashea Young. Mashea Young played for the New York Foundry. Said captain of Xavier US U18. Mashea Young, quite a talented young player on this Bonnies team. Coach Tui Osborne, be happy with that. Player from the front row there just goes off on his own a bit for the Bonnies. They have to regather. Good defense here from the Falcons. Falcons at the 40. You see him talking it out there. A little spin back in. Nice move there. That's Noah Edwards. Noah Edwards takes it into the contact. Ball back to Scott Wilson. Scott Wilson, scrum half for this Bonnies team. Wilson again gets the ball out in the middle of the field this time. Behind they go. That's Wilson Koina. Greg talked about him earlier. Little move in behind. Some good dummy runs coming early. That's Lorenzato. Matteo Lorenzato into contact at number 15. Wilson looking for some runners, finds it there, but he gets knocked forward there by Taman Singh. It's turned over to the Falcons right at halfway. Notre Dame Falcons on their first real attacking opportunity here. Put the kick down in the hands of Noah Edwards, and Edwards launch that one downfield. Will he find touch? He does. So swirling through the wind. Come back, it's going to be a line out for the Notre Dame College Falcons. A little territory being played early on here, Craig.
Yeah, really important. Again, finals football is just playing all about in the right areas of the field. Right now, you've got NDC who's got the wind to their back, so expect a lot more kicking on their part just to try and really gain territory. But you've also seen from Bonnie straight away, they are not afraid to kick the ball. But lineouts are where it's going to be difficult. Actually, it's more difficult for the team throwing in. So this is going to be a really interesting part of the game.
Ball coming in from Dylan Pickering. They go around the front, do the Falcons. Trying to dig in over that is Renard Boshoff. Now out to one of the big units there. Notre Dame Falcons at halfway again. Player wrapping around the corner. Bonnies forced back on defense. Some big bodies for the Falcons. Gonna go for the box kick. Hanging that one up is Remy Thompson. Taken as a mark here, so a free kick for the Bonnies. Right right inside their 22.
Yeah, very close to being accurate. I think the wind just took it a little bit further than he expected there from Remy Thompson. That's why the mark could be called, but that was very close, because if that was in the front side of the 22, that would have been an excellent kick. But that just shows you, even if you've got the wind to your back, you've just got to take a little bit off. It just plays such a crucial factor in this game.
A little bit of NCR staff right there. You see Allie Mitchell in your screen at the moment. Big help for this event, as in all NCR events. We'll try to catch up with the staff members as we go, as we have a little time here. See the line out getting set up. Back goes Stephen Herbst there. NDC, Notre Dame College goes up. Not engaging are the Bonnies, so they have to take this one out. Remy Thompson moves it into the midfield. Aguirre takes it. Moves it out. Looks like it's at the Fraser Leslie. Once again, Thompson. The big runner comes in. That's Joseph Van Buskirk. Big number 3, 6 foot 290 out of Murrieta, California. Playing in South Euclid, Ohio at Notre Dame College now. Penalty against the Bonnies at this point. And it is going to be a shot at goal immediately called for Notre Dame Falcons.
Yeah, DC really built that nicely with their phase play. You've seen on the early stages, a couple of phases, they're playing around the corner. So what that means, they're going the same way across the width of the field, and it's short runners off 9. And they're just trying to get their big ball players like Leslie and Buskirk just getting those early yards. It was excellent work how they were building that up, and then they forced the penalty.
Referees having a conversation. Let's take a look at some early big hits.
Yeah, there's no short of physicality. Some great teams here. Just look how he sits them down, putting bodies on the line. This is absolutely what you want to see in rugby. Some big collisions from some big men. Just as we're looking here at NDC on attack, and look at that power. He gets through a double tackle. That's a lot of work from Buskirk there. Beautiful work, and that's actually where they forced the penalty from.
San Diego Legion Academy player Van Buskirk. Kick to come here, Notre Dame Falcons. Head coach Hugh Johnson looking on. Director of Rugby Jason Fox in attendance, of course. Windy weekend here on Kirby Drive in Houston, home of the Houston SaberCats, as they hang that one up. And that kick is going first blood to the Falcons. 3 Notre Dame College here, the National Collegiate Rugby D1 Championship match.
I mean, you've got to say it's well deserved. Lockie McDonald knocking over those 3 points, but it was built off initially from a really good line-out. They've been smart there. They're keeping the low trajectory on the throw-in, which is, takes the wind out of it. Then they're getting into their phase play. So that was a good start from NDC.
From Brothers Rugby Club, Wilson Coyna, the Australian from Queensland, hangs that one up. Bonnie's getting in there to take that. There is the ever-present Conroy, but he seems to lose it to one of the Falcons players. So Falcons going to retrieve this one. Not without some work to do. Get that ball into the middle of the field, trying to work these pods and come around the corner. You see the numbers there. It look like they're going to go for the box kick here. They will. Remy Thompson's going to hang that one up. Remy Thompson from Oxford, England, went to Hartbury College. Now playing for NDC as that ball rolls in a touch with the weather. And taking it out and running it here is the number 15. That's guts right there from Lorenzato. St. Bonaventure on their own line under pressure. Not sure that was entirely necessary. Could have touched that down. Sure, they brought that one back in, but pressure on the Bonnies right now. They're going to have to clear this ball. Wind clearly against them at the moment. A lot of work to do. 95 yards of green grass in front of them here at beautiful SaberCat Stadium. As you see Wilson pointing out his target. Going to get that one back. Now they're going to look for the kick, launching it. We'll see what kind of distance they get. Assistant referee says not much. It's going to be a Falcons line out about 15 meters out from the Bonnies line.
And as expected, Remy Thompson, number 9, brilliant box kick once again. NDC have the wind to their back, so they must utilize it, because obviously it's going to be swapped around in the second half. The reason why I think Lorenzato, he ran that, he actually touched it as he went to catch it. So if you put it down, it would have been a 5-meter scrub. So I think he had to run it out there. And it just obviously put his team under pressure, but it came from a good box kick.
That answered my question. Couldn't quite see if he had done that. Notre Dame Falcons get the ball down, get it up to the obvious big runners there. That's Tanner Smith. Tanner Smith from Indiana, Pennsylvania. Indiana Warriors Rugby Club. They pass that ball on. They're continuing on the move. That was Cameron Mills. Took that one in, looking for the pick and go. They're going to get it into Tanner Smith's hands. Tanner Smith is going to try to put his sizable frame closer to the try line. Some more players coming here. You see the size out there. Looking for a pick and go try here, but not going to get it. Going to be penalized. Player coming in illegally there. Chat coming in from Van Puskirk as well.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of conversation going on between these teams. They're absolutely fired up. It's important that you've got to keep your discipline. You've got to play on the right side of the law. You just can't get too carried away. It looks like in the ruck they're taking players out of the game illegally, and that allows Bonnies to clear their lines. But in this win, it's not easy.
Yeah, just swirling there as the ball rolls in a touch. That's not touchdown 22 this time. See Lockie McDonald with ball in hand right there. For a lineout, referee and assistant referee having a conversation here. Initial knock on there, so it's going to be a scrum here for the Falcons. First scrum of the game will be interesting to see. We have some big front row here, a bit bigger on the Notre Dame College side.
Yeah, the first scrum is always one of the best parts of rugby. You can really get a feel of where the game's at, particularly through the scrum. It's such a confrontational part of the game. It's a highly technical part of the game. So it's all well and good being big, but you've got to be technically savvy as well. So this is going to be a very interesting battle.
Remy Thompson, the junior, ball in hand. Gets that one in. It is at the feet of Marcus Janssen Van Vuren. Thompson going to take it. Get himself caught up in a little traffic there. These players are rolling around the side there, as Craig was talking about. Definitely play a wraparound style there. Going the same way, getting that ball. It's in Van Buskirk's hands. Well spread defense here for the Bonnies. Work to do for the Falcons. And the Bonnies draw another penalty there. That happens, you send a big boy in, he gets a little isolated. Gets the ball taken out of his hands.
Yeah, the one thing about playing around the corner is that the defense can get a good look at it. They can see what's coming. NDC have been pretty predictable in that sense. It's one thing seeing it, it's another thing stopping it. It was a wonderful double tackle there. Just as we look at this kick, he's got to put a lot of effort in. Look, he went behind him, John.
Dealing with that wind right there. It'll be interesting to see, as you were saying about this win. It's just 3-0 right now with 11 minutes gone. You know, there's some people that kind of put a point value on a win. Like, what is this win worth for the second half for the Bonnies? What do they need to get ahead for the Notre Dame Falcons with this kind of win? They're going to it again. Again, it might have been slightly tipped, but it's in the hands of the Falcons. They're inside the 22, have been inside the 22 of the Bonnies for a long time. Here's a penalty advantage. Thompson's going to go quick. Thompson didn't go from the mark there, so referee Migletti's going to bring the back. They're going to go for posts again, trying to pour those points on in this first half.
Yeah, it's really important because the wind is such a big factor. You can see there from Bonnies, it's interesting, even when they have a penalty in the middle of the field, they're trying to kick it out. Now, that's the hardest place to kick it from initially, because you've got to go the furthest distance to touch. So what you might be considering is maybe just tap and go and maybe kick it into the middle of the field. Because the thing is, even if you do get the line out, there's still a lot of jeopardy due to that wind. So maybe just keeping the ball in hand a little bit more, or just chipping it around, just changing that attack, because you get yourselves under a lot of pressure, and it gives opportunity to people like Lockie McDonald just to try and nudge it over and keep the scoreboard ticking.
Lockie McDonald, a sophomore from Brisbane, Australia. Went to Marist College, Ashgrove. McDonald played in the Premier Rugby Sevens with the Loonies. Can extend the lead to 6 here. Kick is up, kick is good. It is 6-0 Notre Dame College Falcons over the Bonnies. 13 minutes into the first half of this National Collegiate Rugby Championship matchup.
And that will just develop from pure territorial game. It's quite simple. The longer you spend in the opposition's half, the more likely you are going to score. And it's just really good scoreboard pressure now from NDC. But St. Bonaventure have got an opportunity now just to get a little bit of time in their opposition half and try and put a bit of pressure on them themselves.
Push a long one down, but again, the swirling wind takes it. It goes in a touch, so they're going to come back to the middle of the field. Stefan Herbst wants to get out there quickly, but they'd have to take a scrum here, so it's not a free kick. But I thought it was sevens for a second there, ready to go. But it's going to be a scrum midfield for Notre Dame College Falcons. So they have elected they could have had a line out or a re-kick as well.
You've got to remember from St. Bonaventure, they played Brown last week in the semi-final, and Brown over the last 2 years have had one of the best scrums in the nation. So St. Bonaventure are prepped. They've got a very good scrum on them, and they actually in the first scrum they had a good opportunity to steal the ball as well. So this isn't a given for NDC.
Ball in from Thompson, as you said, good drive coming in from this Bonnie's team. Coming off the back goes Janssen Van Vuren. Little switch back in for Lockie McDonald. Lockie McDonald makes a half break, but gets taken down. He's inside the 40-meter line of the Bonnies. Bonnies on defense once again. As we're rolling on here, throwing the big bodies are the Falcons. Trying to rip that ball away are the Bonnies. It's going to come back up to Thompson. Thompson looking for a runner and finds it. Vuren. Number 5, Quentin Vonderleeth comes in there. Pressure coming on, little run here, can get the ball clean, but they're going to come back. A referee has spotted something, but he's going to call it out there before.
Yeah, I think it's an easy decision here for NDC. You can even see Lockie McDonald with his arms out saying we're going to kick the 3 points, particularly with a man of his boot. It's a very big kick. It'll be interesting to see if he can have a referee's move position. Yeah, easy decision for him, because it's a good decision as well. Even if he misses, the worst case scenario is it's going to be a restart from the 22. That means St. Bonaventure have got to kick it back to him. They're probably going to get possession back. So this is a good decision from NDC. One, because of the accuracy of NDC, but also they just keep the ball deep in the territory of St. Bonaventure. We can't seem to catch a break right now.
Yeah, certainly can't. They've been on defense, wind against them in their own half. They're going to want to change that a little bit. They got to get that ball in hand. McDonald. See, each kicker have their own particular setup and rhythm to get going. Tapping his toes a little bit as McDonald. See Daniel Lowther looking on here, the number 6 for St. Bonaventure. McDonald takes his approach. McDonald gets one up in the air, hangs it high. Assistant referees say that is no good. So it's going to remain 6-0, but as you said, it's a 22 drop into this swirling wind. So the Bonnies an opportunity here. Let's see what they try to do. Can they drive this? And as the rain starts to come down, it's been pretty bad weather throughout the weekend here, so that rain's just going to add to the issues here for the Bonnies at the moment.
Yes. Pretty rough down there for both teams. You got the wind, you got the rain, you got the 2-hour lightning delay. So there's a lot going on in these young players' minds.
Ball kicked down there from Koina. They get it across midfield. It's in the hands of Marcus Janssen Van Vuren, who's well hit by the Bonnies, but able to recycle the ball. Thompson, as the runner's off to the right, he gets the ball up there to Van Buskirk. Looking for some more big runners. This is Tanner Smith. Tanner Smith, 5'8", 260, biology, ecology major at Notre Dame College. Ball coming across, pressure coming in, good defensive work. Player bounced out of the way from one of the NDC players. They're able to get that one up in the air into Ashanti Staples' hands. The Toledo, Ohio native referee's going to come back. We'll see what that initial call is there. Could be a penalty against Notre Dame College for an obstruction. Looks like a knock-on creeped in there, so we're going to come back for a scrum to the Bonnies. Possession of the ball, and as you said, I think they have to keep the ball in hand here.
Yeah, it's going to be tough kicking. If you're going to kick, it's got to be a chip kick or a grubber kick through just to change the picture. But you've got to manipulate the backfield first. So you'll probably find there'll be a set play just to get that initial momentum, and then that's when you can start to kick forwards after a potentially a bit lazy coming off from the scrum. Because St. Bonaventure have really put a lot of pressure on their defensive scrum right now. Actually, they're in attack now, so this is their first opportunity to really get the ascendancy.
Good for them. Niku Otiniro at the back gets that ball in hand. Wilson moves it out, and now they're going to have a run here, looking to get it out. Ball bobbled, but they're going to be able to hang on to that one. Going to keep going. A little bounce-off run there from Will Hogan. Ball on the ground. They've stretched the field, so they have their structure set up on the way back. Mashea Young looking for this one. There's a big Mashea Young taking it through. First-year player, as we said. Shea Young, 6'5", 220. Ball coming around here. Space opens up for Lorenzado. Big break coming here. So that was not Lorenzano. It was Eddie Nelson, the number 13. Gets the ball quickly back inside to Wilson Coina. Coina, there's the 22 of this Notre Dame Falcons team. They're on the run now, trying to get a move. Little pass back there. Goes to hand eventually. There's Lorenzano. Talked about him just a second ago. Just had him mistaken with another player. Scott Wilson looking for some runners. Things slowed down just a bit. Going to recycle this one. Got speed to the breakdown here. Wilson again. Ball goes in behind. There's the runner that started the break there. Nelson. Ball out to the back. Into the hands of Noah Edwards. Noah Edwards puts a pass in. There is that man right there. Offloads it into the hands of Will Hogan. Try for St. Bonaventure. A little pop-up from Conroy. Amazing for the number 7 on the wing. It's going to be a try here for St. Bonaventure. Points on the board. With that kind of win in your face, that is big, Craig.
What a try from St. Bonaventure. That was class. But it all came from a line break from Nelson, number 13 for St. Bonaventure. And it's exactly what I thought might happen. They set a play to the left, and when they come back on the right-hand side, they picked off a prop who was still getting back up from that scrum. Just as we look at that nice slider play there, just options out the back. But what I love about this, look how he really soaks up the tackle, and then there he is. Hogan, who's in for the try, and that offload is class, but an offload is only as good as a support player who is there, and that is just absolutely brilliant work. But credit there to, it was Nelson who just isolated the one-on-one with the prop. He's in the red scrum hat. He took that line, and it was absolutely epic. So that's what they can do when they keep ball in hand.
Hogan, the try scorer from Denville, New Jersey, played for Morris Rugby in high school. Morris Knowles High School as well. Business major, finishing off that great move. A lot of people involved. Good team try there for St. Bonaventure. Tui Osborne, the coach, will be quite pleased with that. They haven't had much ball in hand, but what they do, you see what they're capable of.
And it all came from what we call pitch mapping. So after the scrum, you've probably got 2 or 3 phases to try and break down the defense. And exactly what happened. They went wide from the scrum, and when they came back, you really want to start picking off those forwards who have just spent a lot of effort in the scrum, who aren't expecting an attack to come back their way immediately. And that's when Nelson found that gap, and then it all developed nicely from there.
You see the wind coming, that corner flag right there. So this is an interesting kick for Coina.
He'll be lucky to make the post with this win.
See, this is we're in a no judgment zone right now with this win, but Coina hangs one up, and it's just going to hang up in the air and fall down. But it's 5 points nonetheless. Good try there for St. Bonaventure as the rain starts to pour down here in Houston.
And for St. Bonaventure, who are playing into this wind and rain, these points are absolutely crucial, because in the second half they're going to have the wind, and then they can start chipping away at any potential lead that there might be. So those 5 points are absolutely crucial.
Team from Western New York and a team from Cleveland were probably hoping for a little better weather when they came down to Texas in December, but they're dealing with the wind and the rain. It's affecting both of them. Little chip kick there, a little mistake probably from Wilson. Not sure what he was going for there. It's going to be a line out for Notre Dame College. Excuse me, went off the Notre Dame College player. So we'll come back. It'll be a St. Bonaventure line out right outside of their own 22.
And although St. Bonaventure got the ball back, I'm sure Reynard Boshoff, the hooker for St. Bonaventure, is not happy about this. Having to throw in on the 23, 24 meters. This is a very, very difficult play to execute in this rain and this wind. And it just favors NDC right now, because they can just put a pressure on. You can see they've got one lifter and one jumper at the front. It's like a sevens line out just to try and put pressure on. But they do a good job there, John.
Yeah, Michelle Young's going to come down with that one. He's an excellent line out jumper. Tall fellow, as we said, from New York City, or from the Bronx originally, but Xavier High School, fabled high school programs in America. Ball goes in there to Dombe. Dombe from Sparta, New Jersey. A little pass off to the right-hand side. Looking to keep that ball alive, and they do. They get it up to the big number 8, Oteneru. He's on the run. Leaves the ball in behind him. It rolls in a touch. Looking for one of his teammates there, but couldn't quite find him.
That was seriously close to being good there. You can see what Oteneru was trying to do. He was trying to get that offload in. I think it just slipped out his fingertips just at the very end there, but it was a very positive play. And if that pass had stuck, it looked like his support runner was going to be through for all money.
put some pressure on this are the Bonnies. They take that ball down, winds up in the hands of one of the Falcons players, so Falcons on the attack. You see the 40-meter line of the Bonnies right there. They immediately go to their runner, Van Buskirk. Van Buskirk gonna make some room. Seen already in this game, they go to the middle of the field into Fraser Leslie's hands. He's 6'3", 240, another Australian. Around the corner comes Rashad Jones-Land. Haven't seen tons of him so far this game. Still early, however, just 24 minutes into this one. 80 minutes of scintillating rugby here in Texas coming your way as these teams fight it out for the National Collegiate Rugby Division I title. Working their way through, little chip. Letting the ball roll out the back there is Lauren Zotto. Lauren Zotto from Bayonne, France.
Scrum's over here, guys.
Referee's going to bring it back and award a scrum where the ball was kicked from.
I noticed something very cheeky from St. Bonaventure from their defensive lineout. Their lifter is beyond the 5 meter. He's encroached on the 5 meter. And now it could only be by a few inches, but what that does, that gets his lifter in front of the NDC lifter. Now it's not legal. It might have just been, I don't know if it was good tactics or they just got away with it without knowing, but I'm interested to see the St. Bonaventure's line, the defensive lineouts in the next few plays because they certainly encroach on that 5 meter line, and that's a huge advantage in this wind and rain.
Ball to the Bonnies. You see their 22-meter line right behind the scrum. Pretty much at a standstill here. Otanero is going to get away from that first tackle. Otanero is a big boy. Otanero is going to make some room. Wilson going to go for the box kick into the wind, but this one's going to be interesting. It's going to bounce pretty high up in the air. Killian Burns has to come onto it, switches to Lockie McDonald. Lockie McDonald, well tackled by Reynard Boshoff from Johannesburg, South Africa. Boshoff. International flavor on both of these teams. You see Remy Thompson go for the box kick now. They really want to use that wind to the Falcons, but that one comes down into the hands of Edwards. Edwards moves it across. Little run coming back. Ball in the hand of Edwards. Again, big break coming. Look at the fella running. Here he comes. It is Edwards. Edwards has a couple of runners. Sneaks through another. Doesn't seem to need any help. Big hit coming in there. Ball gets knocked forward by Koina. Koina's going to be feeling that one in the morning as well. And here come the Falcons. Falcons returning the run here. Here's Remy Thompson. Remy Thompson taking into contact, gets it up. Big hit coming in. This time, ball goes back. Falcons ball, says the referee. Player getting dragged across the floor. Falcons resetting here. End-to-end stuff as Jones Land takes that one in. Twinsburg, Ohio native Jones Land. Player coming out into Stefan Herbst's hands. Referee Nicoletti doing a good job of letting the teams play here. Back and forth. They come across, and again, it's Van Buskirk. He's going to be a pretty consistent target while he's on the field for this Notre Dame college team. Certainly makes ground every time he runs. Good work staying on their feet by the St. Bonnie's defense. Move that one out. Quick hands out there from Hannon. Big break up this right-hand side. Shifting back in, looking for the run. Offloads that ball, gets it in the hands of Hannon. Hannon's at the try line. Hannon's over. Great work. I think it was Staples that made that last pass to him. And 5 points there for the Notre Dame College Falcons. Good result for them. What a passage to play.
Well, that 2 minutes had absolutely everything. It started with an absolutely epic line break from St. Bonaventure. And my word, there was a huge tackle in there to get the ball back. I could feel his ribs from here. That Koina got absolutely beasted on that occasion. But what they did, NDC got the ball back and they looked very, very sharp. They were moving the ball across. And remember, look at the weather conditions. This is not an easy situation to play in, but they moved that ball down to the right-hand side, and it was a great step and offload to finish the try. It was absolutely brilliant from Hannon to be there to receive it at the end, but there was a lot of good work that went in before that. That was an epic 2 minutes of play, just as we look at Lockie McDonald, just putting him into space.
Shanti Staples there.
Yeah, just look at the balance of his runner, and then even in the tackle, just the presence of mind to offload, and then that last little step, brilliant from Lockie McDonald to put him into space. And just look at this athlete go. He knows when to step off his right foot. He's in there, and just look how he rides the tackle. He gets the offload in. And then there's a lot to do. That was not an easy finish from Hannon, but he does the job and gets the try for NDC.
So 11-5, kick to come here. Lockie McDonald lines it up. Ball up. Assistant referees do not think it is good. So we're at 6 points here. 11-5. That can make a difference as we move into the second half. We're about 29 minutes into this first half as rain comes down here, making for an interesting one at SaberCat Stadium.
Yeah, tough conditions out there. Just as we look back at this replay, this is an athlete in motion. Just look, lost a bit of footing, but just look how he rides that tackle. And I love this left foot step, and then the presence of mind to use the weather, the conditions to slide over at the end. But I would love to see that hit on Coiner. That was absolutely epic.
Hannon was a U20, the player that scored that one for the USA. That kick from the Bonnies does not go 10. It's a little bit of a mistake right after taking a try there, so it's going to be a scrum for the Falcons.
And that's twice that's happened now from both tries. The first one went straight out, this one didn't go 10. And it just gives NDC that breathing room once they got the score just to keep applying pressure. And the midfield scrum is a wonderful attacking opportunity because it's really hard for the defense to put a lot of line speed on because their defensive line is split. They have to cover both sides of the field, so it's just really difficult to defend both with line speed whilst leaving space in behind as well.
Falcons, ball in hand, Thompson. Ball slips in behind Aguirre there. They're looking for Ashante Staples, but not going to happen. Ball pushed in a touch, but it's going to be a line out here for the Notre Dame College Falcons.
Yeah, it looks like the weather conditions there had a lot to play in that. Initially, it was a good scrum, a good opportunity to attack. Looked like Aguirre there just dropped the ball. Uncharacteristic from him, and then Lockie McDonald. What you don't want to do is when you make an error, is compound an error. And that's what happened there, 2 errors in a row. And this gives some vital breathing room for St. Bonaventure.
Said it was Notre Dame Falcons scrum, line out, excuse me. It is a Bonnies line out here. Look for Mache Young at the front. They've been going pretty straightforward because he can get himself up there. Big, thin fella. Get him up in the air pretty well. Looks like this one may have been stolen away by the Falcons on the ground. So Falcons on the attack right at halfway here. They go to Buskirk. Buskirk does what Buskirk does. Takes a couple people with him. Pressure coming on here. Ball out. Ball's gone back. Referee says that's fine. Held up is Remy Thompson. Ball squirts out into the hands of this Bonnies team. They've got some runners out here. Let's see what they can make happen this time. Handoff doesn't happen. Ball up. Player not held. Good work there. Nelson having a great game at number 13 here for this Bonnies team. Ball back again into the hands of Daniel Lowther. Lowther into contact. Ball across field, looking for some spaces, looking for some runners, not going to find them. Well marshaled. They're going to keep going to this left-hand side. Ball out there to Conroy. Conroy held a pass well last time for the try. This time just puts a little one in and keeps going. Wilson picks it up and goes. Their scrum half now caught in the middle here. Going to have to sort this out as they put it up to big James Aitken. James Aitken, 6'1", 270 from Doncaster, England. Tight head prop makes a little room.
Yeah, don't worry.
Player down, just getting up a little slowly there as the Bonnies come across. Look into that space. They're going to go to the boot. Hanging it up in the air. Is it going to stay in? It is. Ball down to Aguirre, the Chilean player. Chilean player just flips it in up behind him. And here goes NDC. What a little move there. Little trickery. Gets that ball downfield. They're inside the 22. Big run coming on from the winger here. Can he get on this? He does. Ball squirts out, however, it comes back to the Bonnies. Up in the air, knocked on there. We're going to have to take a look at a couple of different things here. We'll see what the referee says. He says it's going to be a penalty against the Bonnies right outside, 5 meters out from their line.
Aguirre, oh my word, that bit of skill was absolutely world class. In your own 22, we'll talk about that later. Let's see what happens here.
Big work there. Stefan Herbst is going to take that one in. They decide to go quick. Lorenzato is down on the ground there for the Bonnies. He looks like he's in a bit of bother as they try to dart over the line, do the Falcons. 33 minutes gone in this game. Ball right on the line. They've got some big boys here, but they can't get it on that one. Look for Van Buskirk, look for Tanner Smith, referee Nicoletti right on the spot there. It's held up. It's going to be a goal line dropout here for the St. Bonaventure Bonnies, but not in a great position with this rain and wind. Lorenzato is going to have to be attended to.
Yeah, Bonnie's hung in there, but I want to go back to Aguero. If that doesn't make Sports Centre's top plays of the week, I do not know what will. You're in the 22, deep in the 22, just received the kick under maximum pressure, and then he gives the pass out the back, and then that releases the play, and then the kick through.
Such a gutsy play, isn't it?
And just the execution. You can see here St. Bonaventure on attack, but just look how calm he is here. Looks under pressure, lots of St. Bonaventure around, and that skill out the back, that is absolutely epic. I tell you what, that's going to be making a lot of reels in the future. That is world class. And then that creates the break, and then they kick through, and this is where all this pressure's come from. Great bit of skill, and then it becomes a great kick through, and it was a last-ditch effort here from St. Bonaventure, which stopped a certain try. It deserved a try, but that won't matter now. It's all about field position. And this is just an epic battle of high quality to execute that in this rain.
Just unbelievable from Curia there. I'm with you 100%. I just, get it in my mind sometimes, like, if that didn't go to hand, the coaches would have been crazy. It would have been a halftime conversation. But it did. It was a well-worked piece of skill. Winds up down the other side of the field. They can't get the points out of it, so still pretty tight game here. Player coming off there. Scott Wilson coming off the field. Is Chad Hagan to replace him. First-year player from San Diego, California. Played Mustang Youth Rugby. Knows his way around the rugby pitch. Into the wind goes his kick. 33.5 minutes. Just a blood sub there, so he'll be able to come back on the field. Referee is going to bring that one back. I'm not sure what the call is here. The NDC players are pretty pleased. I think they might have been in front of that kick. That's a rule. Back to a scrum in midfield, 5 meters out for the Notre Dame Falcons. What an attacking position, up just by 6 points with this kind of wind, headed towards 34 minutes. An opportunity for them right here to extend that lead.
Yeah, that could have been a seismic error there. It looks like the kickers were in front as they went through the end, especially because the NDC player knocked it on, so that's like a double blow. But to have a 5 meter scrum against the wind in the rain, oh, this is a very tough position. I can just see Van Furen here, the number 8, maybe picking and going off the base of this scrum.
Ball back, getting dug out there by Thompson. Thompson moves it across. Aguirre shows. He was looking about the try zone himself. Players coming over for the Bonnies, but dove over the top there. So it's going to be a penalty advantage for the Notre Dame Falcons. Trouble here as they're coming around the corner. Player diving over the top there. Is he in the try zone? A referee on the spot there, and he awards try. Another 5 points. They move to 16-5. Do the Falcons. Good work, Cameron Mills.
Yeah, huge work. As soon as that 5 meter scrum happened, it was always going to be difficult for St. Bonaventure. And they put themselves in a fight, and they nearly got the turnover. That's what was crucial. But just look at the work here to clear it out. And if we just see that one more again, just look at the clear out here. Just look how he takes that player completely out of the game. That would have been the ruck defender next to the ruck, and that creates a space. So that's a really, really smart play. Now, was it strictly legal? Who knows? It looks like he came in slightly from the side, but that is a detail at this level what happens. That clear out led to the space where the defender would have been, and that created the try for NDC. So very subtle trickery there, which they got away with.
Very close. When I saw it happen, I saw it. Oh, something off the ball there, but it certainly worked. And Cameron Mills is going to get the reward for that from Wilmington College. Crusaders English-born player Lockie McDonald, Australian-born player, going to take the kick here. Rain settled down for Lockie McDonald's kick. McDonald launches one, assistant referees on the spot. McDonald not on with the boot at this point in the half. We'll see how that plays out in the second. That's a couple of misconversions for Mr. McDonald.
Yeah, that's 7 points. Let's look back at the replay. Just look at the clear out there of number 6. That's where he would have been defending. That's where the space is. That's excellent coaching. That's excellent skill execution there from NDC. And those are the details at the sharp end of the college game that really, really make the difference.
The rain had died down. It was just a camera angle, and looking up here from the booth as that one goes long to the 22. Here come the Falcons diving into that tackle as one of the NDC players nearly got himself hurt. Keep working this wind. Coming back down, going to the air. That's Lorenzato. Mateo Lorenzato seems to be okay. Edwards tries to go over that one. Can't come down with it. It's in NDC hands. NDC, as they do, puts it up to the big units. Player going to rip that one away was Conroy. Sorry, yeah, it was Conroy. Going to come back for that initial knock-on. It's going to be a scrum here for the Falcons. Conroy nearly forced a turnover there.
Yeah, some good pressure on the physicality here is absolutely epic in this game. Just as we start to near the end of this first half. Looked like Van Vuren might have received a high tackle there from Bonaventure, even though he was falling. It looked a little bit high to me, but that being said, the referee's in a great position. It's his call. We find ourselves having a scrum, and this has been a really, really interesting battle so far this game. As the rain starts again, the weather doesn't know what to do with itself, John. It's all sorts tonight.
Quite a day. Holding up pretty well for this. Falcons have the ball. They're looking for a penalty here, but they're going to play the ball. Remy Thompson's going to get it out. Move it out into the center of the field there. A little starter move. Players trying to dig over that for the Bonnies. Gets his hands away, so they're clear. Thompson goes again. Little offload there. Good work. There's a try score. Mills powers himself into that tackle. These Falcons players just push themselves into that contact. Tanner Smith takes that one in. Tanner Smith, an Indiana Warriors Rugby Cup player in high school. Back up to Mills. Mills, featuring these last couple minutes. We're under 2 minutes on the game clock. Referee Micheletti might have a little bit of extra time there as the ball goes to Marcus Janssen van Vuren from Paarl, South Africa. Paarl Gymnasium High School. Player from the Bonnies rushes in there and takes that one, but gets penalized, trying to plead his innocence as Niku Oteneru. Referee having none of it.
Yeah, that's a frustrating penalty to give away from a Bonnie's point of view. They did put a lot of pressure on, and Odeneru there just really overcooked it. It was just such an easy decision for a referee to give. Very, very clear offense, and that's just frustrating because if you just look at the score now, 16-5, with this win, that could be easily brought back. 11 points really isn't too much. But they really, from a Bonnie's point of view now, do not want to be conceding just off the back of a silly penalty. And it's interesting, they didn't go for a kick to goal. Lucky McDonald is already left. That's 7 points out there from my calculations, which is a lot in finals football. So he's obviously not confident with the boot. So they went to the corner to try and get their luck with the line out as we see an injured player go off. John.
It's Lorenzato coming off the field.
Just as we look back at some big collisions going in, you've got that man there, number 6, Mills. Just look at that. Both players putting bodies on the line. Wings these days are big men, and Noah Edwards, he was not taking a step backwards there as Mills was on the charge.
We'll see how the Bonnies play this. Have some good defensive lineup players here. It looks like they're going to let this one hit the ground. Ball gets put down in the hands of Tanner Smith. Tanner Smith works his way sideways. Around the corner they come. Try score, takes it in. Shows his leopard print. Ball around the back. Still on the move again. You saw that player rucked out of the side there. Rucked out of the word, cleared out of the side there. Looking for the same type of play. Ball hits the ground. See if they have kind of wised up to this. Ball straight down to the ground for the Falcons. Falcons come up and another penalty against their player coming in illegally. And they're going to go quick. They're not afraid to run, this Bonnies team. Bonnies looking to get themselves out, put the ball up into the hands of one of the Notre Dame College players, but referee's going to bring it back, reaching in his pocket, and he is going to card one of the players.
It will be if you want.
Penalties here. This is a very big moment in this game. If NDC went through and got the try, that would have been really tough. But now as we look to the yellow card for not retreating 10, that's a big moment. And Bonnies will be happy with that. Going in with 11 points down, that is really not a bad effort in this half. And that was a big turnover there.
And that is 11 points. We'll see if it's 11-point win or more or less. Coming up in the second half, Notre Dame College in the lead over the Bonnies. National Collegiate Rugby Division I Championship match living up to its hype. We're going to step away for just a couple of minutes. We'll be back with the second half. Stay with us.
last week against Bath. Burgess, she's done it before, she's doing it again. Dupria and the captain will run it in for Sale.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts, and we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
We got the hits.
We got the kicks.
Oh God, that looks way too good.
The passes.
The athletes.
And the fans. We got the pride. And the passion. All we need is you.
And they come forward through Russell, and Ollie Lawrence finishes the job.
Bristol struggled with last week against Bath. Burgess, she's done it before, she's doing it again. Dupria and the captain will run it in for Sale.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts, and we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
We got the hits.
We got the kicks.
Oh God, that looks way too good.
The passes.
The athletes.
And the fans. We got the pride. And the passion. All we need is you.
Between Notre College. And they come forward through Russell, and Ollie Lawrence finishes the job.
Bristol struggled with last week against Bath. Burgess, she's done it before, she's doing it again. Dupria and the captain will run it in for Sale.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts, and we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
We got the hits.
We got the kicks.
Oh God, that looks way too good.
The passes.
The athletes.
And the fans. We got the pride. And the passion. All we need is you.
Welcome back. It's second half action. St. Bonaventure versus Notre Dame College. National Collegiate Rugby Championship, Houston 2023. It's the Big Teens Championship. I am John Broker with the contact coach, Greg Wilson. Notre Dame College, the win behind them, leads 16-5. Now with the win is going to be St. Bonaventure. Interesting second half is going to be coming here. It changes things, this win.
It really does. Significant. What we're going to see is 11 points for NDC. Going to be enough into this game. This is going to be a really epic last 40 minutes of the full season for these two teams, for the whole National Collegiate Rugby. I'm looking forward to it.
Matthew Joss into the game at number 23 there. So Lorenzato had to leave the field, unfortunately. Great player. You see that wind immediately taking an effect there. Can't get much distance on the kick. Can this Notre Dame Falcons team, Notre Dame College Falcons in the lead, now fighting the wind. It's going to be a line out early for the St. Bonaventure Bonnies.
And as you said, they are going to be fighting the wind now. NDC, this is great field position from a St. Bonaventure point of view. And if you just watch St. Bonaventure, they've been creeping into that 5-meter channel. They're really trying to get those extra steps, just as we see this line out unfold.
Got the number 4 there, Mashea Young. They're going to go to him. Such a good line-out operator. Ball in hand. You're going to have to get rid of that one. Conroy happy to take hold of it. Conroy, the Glaswegian-born player, takes that one into contact. They wrap around there. Puts the head down. Daniel Lowther from Johannesburg, South Africa, went to Trinity House High School. Working the ball to the outside. Nice little pick off there by Notre Dame. Koina just putting a bit of a wobbly pass. Battle for the ball here. Going to come out to the Falcons. Falcons at their own 40-meter line. Players trying to dig into that ball for the Bonnies, trying to force some turnovers in this half. You see that one. These backline players don't have to stand that far back. This swirling wind hanging that ball up, but ball in hand. You see the 50-meter line. Ball comes out there from Wilson back in the game. Shea Young comes in and cleans over that ball. Ball back out. The hands of Wilson. They're looking to go out the back. Joss, the replacement, gets a hold of that ball. Joss from Dundee, Scotland.
No, don't do that.
Ball down there. Now Wilson is going to use that box kick. Wilson rolling that one down. Lockie McDonald has a hold of it. That is on 22, trying to kick that one downfield. First, he's got to make touch, which he does. Maybe this wind dies down just a touch here. As that gets to the 50-meter line, still seeing strong winds.
Yeah, I think the two most important people in this game right now for St. Bonaventure is number 9, Scott Wilson, and number 10, Wilson Koina. Really, really important that they manage this game. They keep turning NDC back, and that means Lockie McDonald, he's going to be busy in that backfield, and he did a great job there. He's going to be a busy man this second half.
5-player lineup, ball knocked back by the Falcons. Good work there. They work the ball back into the hands of their number 16, that's Hamish Watson, into the game. Box kick from the Falcons. Happy to keep kicking the ball despite the wind here. Nice little break coming. He has been excellent, Noah Edwards, a first-year player out of Chile. Making some good breaks. Chilean rugby in a big high right now. American universities getting some gain from that as Mashea Young takes that one in. Across they come. Joss spins off again. Joss inside his own 40-meter line there. Ball down to the Bonnies. It slows down a little bit here, so they're going to have to regain some momentum. Neru gets a little offload there. A line break coming. Ball to the ground. That's number 20, Rowan Welsh from Derby, England. Coming across into the corner there. Down the side of the field is Conroy. He works the ball back. Ball up in the hands of Neru again. The good footwork coming from the loose forwards here of this St. Bonaventure team. Just getting in behind this defense. Player not rolling away there, but gets away with that one. Koina puts it in the middle of the field. Player well marshaled there by the Falcons. Coming around the corners, big James Aitken. Across the 40-meter line. What can the Bonnies do with this possession? You can see just a little more momentum they're getting this half. Koina puts it up, ball in hand. Josh gets it out. There goes Noah Edwards. Noah Edwards, very hard to take down. Just finds a little room to wriggle in behind this defense. Make a big difference. Ball off the feet there, front to Michelle Young. So it's going to be a penalty. Mistake from the first-year player. I should just let that one roll. And number 20, Rowan Welsh, should have just tried to grab that.
Yeah, tough one. So Bonaventure was starting to build a lot of momentum there. And all it takes is one inaccurate pass. That's what happened there. And then it was a kick forward and then playing the ball from an offside position. This one looks like it might not have went out.
Yeah, it's not going to find touch. That's the trouble that the Bonnies had in the first half. Notre Dame hasn't quite learned from that. And they pushed that one downfield, but it goes directly in a touch. That's being a line out here for the Notre Dame Falcons.
I just feel that kicking is going to be such an important part of this game. I'm surprised St. Bonaventure haven't opted for field position early in the phase count, just trying to turn the NDC around and just 4 minutes in the opposition half. They're playing with their ball in hand, so I just think they need to be a bit more accurate with their kicking.
A little bit of a messy ball goes down. Falcons have a hold of it. Bonnie's trying to work their way over. They're on defense. Remy Thompson. Back, just a little pick and go from the Falcons. Remy Thompson, ball in hand. Now he's going to go a little wider. Aguirre, we've seen what he's capable of in this first half. He just gets that one set up. Losing a little ground, but getting some forward momentum now with the Falcons. Falcons, ball in hand. Good work there by the Bonnies forwards. Diving on that ball. Notre Dame's going to have to roll away from that one. Conroy gets a hold of it. A little show and go there from the big prop. They push that one out. Gutsy play out into the hands of number 14. That's Will Hogan. Conroy has a couple of players with him, trying to find a little space there. Michelle Young cleans it up. Going to come back to this side. Aitken puts that little pass in there. They're just going to go in with Joss. Another big run from Aitken. Have to watch they don't get isolated there. Ball coming back from Wilson. Wilson has a runner, gets it across, out in the hands of Boshoff. He's driven back. Out again, they go. Koina just pushing that one away, putting the player under a little bit of pressure there. Number 13, Eddie Nelson, we've seen what he is capable of as well. So a penalty here as we're 6.5 minutes into this second half. Been a little back and forth, been a little scrappy and messy these first 6 minutes. Let's see if the Bonnies can settle into this win.
Yeah, they're really trying to put possession and phases together. I just think in this weather with the wind, just playing the right areas of the field, make NDC play from their backfield. Because it just, as we saw in the first half, the accumulation of minutes in the opposition half is absolutely crucial. And you've got to remember, this ball's wet, it's flying around absolutely everywhere. So it puts an absolute premium on your skill levels. So maybe just being a little bit more tactical astute, just throwing it down in the other side of the field may pay dividends for St. Bonaventure, but NDC are putting a lot of pressure on defensively. They're doing a great job there.
I think they knew at halftime. They must have had that talk. Did their coaches Hugh Johnston, Jeff Gainford, and Tim Groffman, or Jason Fox there, about how much defense they were probably going to have to play in the second half. That ball goes back. Referee's finaled it. Comes up into Otenero's hands. He gets to his back row partner there in Conroy. Conroy, use a little footwork to get around. A little pick and go coming here. Going to need some help. And it arrives. Bonnie's still on the move. They've got Conroy out to the left here, but they're going to go to the right. Looking to break through some spaces. There was a bit of a gap there. Didn't turn up. Not sure if there's still a player up here, but there a little error. Comes up into the Notre Dame Falcons' hands. That little chip through didn't work for the Bonnies. Now they're back on defense at halfway. Falcons going to chip this one forward. Remy Thompson, he has some space there. Ball down. Good double tackle there from the Falcons. Wilson having to come back on that one. It moves it in the middle of the field. Big number 20, Rowan Welsh, into the game. Loughborough College. Hang a high one just inside the halfway of Notre Dame. Notre Dame would get it there to the runner, Ashanti Staples. Ashanti Staples saw the great work from the first half. That one seemed to be pushed forward by the Bonnies. It was. Going to come back here for a scrum. Just a little helter-skelter. This team's just trying to do a bit too much.
Yeah, just push it a bit in this weather. It's very difficult. But let's remember, Notre Dame College, they've got a man in the bin. So they're playing with a man down. So this is big, big moments in these games. And the defense is really fronting up for NDC. They're putting maximum pressure on St. Bonaventure. Every ruck is an absolute contest right now, and that's testament to NDC, what they're doing defensively. They're really, really good in those contact areas.
This has been a big contact game as we see some of these collisions.
Yeah, absolutely huge. Both teams have thrown everything at it. Just box kicking there. Look at that double tackle. He's going to be a little bit sore in the morning there, but that has just been consistent the whole game. Some really big tackles.
Just waiting for a player to get set here for one of these teams, ready to scrummage. Take a look at Lockie McDonald there. Scrums for both of these teams. Love to keep playing.
Forwards are they're looking over at number 10, Wilson Corner. They're like, come on, get on, we want to scrummage here, because this is a game within a game, and scrummaging is so important, particularly in this wet weather when it's an attritional game. The scrum is just absolutely vital.
Look at the wide channels there before we set into the scrum. The referee brings us together. Ball comes back to the Bonnies. Notre Dame ball. Healy took that one away. College substitute ready to take the field. You can see the excitement there.
Crouch.
10 minutes gone in this second half. Scrums come together, pressure coming in there from the Bonnies. You see a good collision. Ball comes back to Notre Dame. Notre Dame has the ball, move it out there to Aguirre. He moves it across, flat across the field. Looks for McDonald coming on, but it winds up in the hands of Greg Steffens. Greg Steffens at halfway takes that one down. Turnover here. Ball quickly taken by Wilson and hoofed downfield. Lockie McDonald having a ride back on that one. Is it going to go into touch? He has knocked it down. We're going to see what the call is here. Referee and assistant referee Matt Lake there. This may be a scrum for the Bonnies, the 5-meter line. We'll see what the call is.
Looks like it should be a 5-meter scrum there to St. Bonaventure. But just look at this. It all came from a wonderful, as Lockie McDonald doesn't get in position, but it was Lockie McDonald who initially knocked it on. And then the presence of mind from St. Bonaventure's number 9, Scott Wilson, to put an immediate box kick in because he knew the fullback was not in position. That was absolutely epic. And is he judging that he got the ball down there?
He's getting away with one there, I think, is NDC.
Yeah, significantly got away with one.
The assistant coach there for St. Bonaventure. Here they come. Ball in the hands of Will Hogan. Will Hogan, let's say hello to one of the Notre Dame College Falcons players. Oteneru is pointing in the other direction, but he's going to hang on to it. Oteneru. Eddie Nelson in support there. Player from NDC trying to roll away. Ball back up to the replacement, Welsh. Welsh gets that one up big. James Aitken. Aitken takes us on his own. Players been getting there each time. Gotta be careful. Don't want to turn that ball over in his zone like this. There's Welsh again. Good tackle by the Falcons. Across they come. Koina looking for some space. Doesn't find it. Gets himself to the ground. Hamish Watson made that tackle. Ball rides across the front. Lowther picks it up. Working their way backwards. Need a little structure here to do the Bonnies. That moment of magic and structure would help, but these Falcons are going to pile over this one. We're going back for a penalty. Players coming in illegally. It will be Bonnie's ball, and they're pointing to the corner. See what the decision is eventually.
A big decision to make here. You take 3 points, you go for the corner, try and nudge it in. That's what we're going to try and do. It is a really big championship moment. Championship minutes are just so vital right now, particularly still with that man in the sin bin. This is the best opportunity St. Bonaventure have had in a few moments to get something on the scoreboard.
You said, Craig, it's really the territory with this win has all been in the NDC half now. It's tough for NDC to work their way downfield, so they're now playing a lot of defense. Bonnies have a good line out here. Shea Young there, 6'5", 220. They can get him up in the air pretty quickly. So they go to the middle of the line out here. They are going to engage with the Falcons, so we'll see how it comes. The ball squirts out the back there. It was knocked on in this weather. So it's going to be a scrum here for NDC. Good defensive work. They're congratulating the try-scorer Cameron Mills. Aguirre, the fiery Chilean in there.
Really big moments. It looks like St. Bonaventure for all money was set up. So we're going to try and get a driving ball, which they've had success at this season. But with that slippery brawl and massive pressure from the NDC jumpers and lifters, the ball goes down, it's a knock-on, and then NDC have an opportunity to clear their lines. This is a big scrum coming up because they need the platform to set up a good exit.
There's actually Christian Gattaca there, another Chilean, wearing number 20 for Notre Dame College. Was looking for Aguirre. Saw the fiery look. Unfortunately, to coach a lot of great Chilean players over the years. Didn't know that look from anywhere. Just too excited to want to play some rugby. Penalty here to the Notre Dame College Falcons, so penalty advantage. Come back and play it. Notre Dame in their own end, knowing what they need to get done to win a championship. They thwart a try, they stop that one, they push it forward, they win the scrum penalty, they get to move themselves downfield, although wind will play a factor here.
Yeah, tip of a hat to the NDC forwards, initially from a line out to force a turnover, and then secondly from a resulting scrum to put maximum pressure on and get the penalty. So that is big work here from the forwards as we look back from the replay. You can just see as soon as that ball went in, very strong, very stable, and then just look at the pressure now as it starts to build. They're really starting to get that move on. And that's where they go as we just go back live with that line out. Looks like he didn't go straight, John.
Opportunity here for the Bonnies, see what they decide to do with this. Bonnies will take the scrum now.
Yeah, I think this is a wise option. We've seen all day that the weather and the wind is playing, and the rain is playing a lot of effects on the throwers. So I think the scrum's a very good option, and it's a great attacking platform. And the reason why this is another good attacking platform, a scrum on the left-hand side, is because the defensive scrum half is on the right side of the scrum. So as soon as 9 plays the ball away, they have an instant overlap. So from a left side scrum for an attacking team, this is one of the great attacking opportunities because it just takes an extra defender out of the game. And you can see that they've already stacked the winger, Noah Edwards, number 11 there. They've already stacked him into the open field. So again, that's just really heightening how that overlap can develop.
Edwards went to school in the UK, Mill Hill School, played London Irish, U17, U18, Chilean age grade player as well. So keep an eye on him as he does stack in behind, but they're going to go the direct route on the first starter play here. Put the ball into the big fella Eddie Nelson's hands. Eddie Nelson gets it. Little switch back in, looking for some trickery. Get the ball back there to Matthew Joss. He makes some ground, but nearly a line break. Here comes Conroy. Conroy, scrappy flanker that he is. Player from NDC coming over the ball. Is he going to draw the penalty? He has. Conroy gets isolated.
That was a brilliant turnover. I'm looking forward to seeing that one. He was there first. He had all rights to the ball. It was a textbook turnover, but it was initially well worked from St. Bonaventure. They call that an 11 play or a return play. It's one big hit up, as you mentioned, one big strong hit up, and then a return back to the other side. It looks like that ball might have stayed in. Did it cross the plane of touch?
Player was out there, stayed in touch and got it back in. So St. Bonnie's going to be able to play this ball. Referee on the spot there. Bonnie's for a penalty. They got the ball in Scott Wilson's hands. Wilson, another Glasgow Scotland for D-side rugby. Not on the D side, but D side the area. Tackle against the Falcons here. Ball in their hands. They're at their own 40-meter line. We're locked at 16-5. This is where we started 17 minutes ago in this half. Out to narrow, a little high in the tackle, but referee Micheletti is okay with it. We're going to keep playing here as Remy Thompson is going to go to the boot. Just hang that one up in this breeze. Is it going to bounce? Well, it's in the hands of Wilson. Wilson has to take it to ground. Ball squirts back. have to clean themselves up here. Here comes the box kick again trying to play down in that end of the field. Ball back to Lockie McDonald. Lockie McDonald going to the boot. Hangs one up in the air. This is going to be interesting. The swirling wind can work in a lot of directions, but it's well taken by Noah Edwards. We spoke about just a minute ago, but ripped away by the Falcons. Falcons on the attack here. Doing a great job dealing with this wind of the Falcons as Lockie McDonald steps into the distributor role. Here come the Falcons at the 40-meter line of the Bonnies. 18 minutes gone. Was an advantage, but it's over. And coming up is Fraser Leslie. Gets that pass away. They're at the 22 of St. Bonaventure. Powering their way downfield. Mashea Young rolling out of the way. Little pod there, goes back onto McDonald. McDonald slips. He's across the 22. What can McDonald do here? He's an accomplished sevens player. He can offload the ball, and that ball can be scored. Great try to the Notre Dame College Falcons. Looking for that number, but what a play.
I tell you what, that is an epic try there. We've seen a lot of them this game, but that was absolutely brilliant. And it's finished there by Kainaga, but it was a great stuff by Lockie McDonald. And it all started with his contestable kick. He put the kick up, and he initially won it back, and then they got into their phase play. And just look at the power of this running. Just really does a great job to keep that ball alive with the offloading game and the support. And they're just building it up, and here comes a try. It was just a pullback play. Lockie McDonald with a show and go. Is there obstruction there? It'd be interesting to look at that one again. But just look at that offload and the pressure. Great support under the post, but there could be a call for obstruction there, John.
Could be. They're not going to go back for it. The kick was good, so that's all sealed up, and Kainga is going to get that. Kainga is a Zimbabwean-born player. It's Edward School. There's Hararians. Gets the try there, the replacement for Notre Dame College. And with a swirling wind coming at them, it doesn't seem to matter here to these Falcons. Falcons want this championship as they show it right here. Look at that support line.
Yeah, Kniga, who came from the open side back towards the blind side. He just had good vision there. And then it was the execution there from Lockie McDonald to get it away. But Kniga worked really hard to get into that position. So well done, that man.
He was Zimbabwe U20 player. Kick downfield, not going to find touch. Joss, we've seen Matthew Joss with the ball before. He gets that one to Oteneru. Oteneru right over halfway. Conroy scoops it up. Conroy held here, working the ball forward. Get it to the ground eventually. With the help of some friends, James Aitken decided that was going to be a ruck. Bonnies move this back. Now down 23-5, the Bonnies. 20 minutes into the second half, they get a penalty. Plenty of time for them. They need to play down that end of the field and play a little tighter here.
Yeah, just from a St. Bonaventure's point of view, not panic. 20 minutes left. You just got to keep chipping away, but you got to get your execution right. But I've been very impressed with Notre Dame College's just their work at the breakdown. They have been absolute menaces there. You can see that every breakdown they are flying in. They're putting a lot of pressure on. And every time Scott Wilson's got the ball, he's either getting hit backwards or players are getting smashed back into him. And that's a clear tactic from NDC. Even in attack as well, they are trying to blow every single ruck out of the water and cause absolute chaos there. Because that's where holes appear on attack. But defensively, they can force the knock-ons and just put lots of pressure on Scott Wilson, the St. Bonaventure number 9.
Bonnies with the line out from the penalty at the 22-meter line. Going to want to keep this one pretty simple. They get it back, not quite easily. It goes to Mashea Young. A little movement in the line out. Here comes a big drive. They're at the 22. They got a head of steam. Big bodies of the Notre Dame College Falcons are going to change that as the Bonnies continue to go forward. Points would be a big thing for them right now as they need to chip away at this lead, as Craig said. Falcons stout on defense there. Hamish Watson coming in over the ball, trying to force the turnover. Cannot. Going to keep this one tight. Aitken. Again, staying tight with that one. Daniel Lowther, the public health major. quick pick and go. Player latched on there. Shea Young latched onto the back here. James Aitken takes that one down. The referee telling the Notre Dame college player they got to release that. Big break there. They're at the line. Looking forward to the Bonnies. Bonnies just millimeters away trying to get across the line. Can they make this happen? 5 points on offer here if they can get there. Lockie McDonald trying to get himself out. Referee on the spot, looking for where that ball is going to go. Can they get it across the line and on the ground? Would it be held up? Referee.
Unplayable black scrum.
It's going to be a black scrum. It's going to be St. Bonaventure result there. The referee said it was unplayable but not held up.
Yeah, they got, looks like St. Bonaventure got the rub of the green there. Referee called an unplayable, therefore it's going to be a 5-meter scrum, and that's arguably a better position to attack from, because if they actually got that ball over the line without grounding it, it would have been a drop out there from NDC. So, but fair play once again to NDC. They really stick in the fight defensively, and you hear the old adage of defense win championships. It's certainly the case here. They are digging really, really deep. Just as we look back, look at that great camera angle. It looks like Lockie McDonald, number 15. He was tackling the player, and he's got to be on his feet. So maybe that could have been a penalty there, John. He got away with that one, the 15 from NDC.
Let's see. They got to win this scrum. Notre Dame's been pretty strong here. They get that ball, winds up going back into the hands of Greg Steffens. Really went forward off a pointer there. Shea Young has the ball at his feet, and Shea Young is going to get that 6'6" frame down a little lower. They're going to continue this pick and go fiesta. Are the Bonnies trying to drive through is the Chilean replacement there, the number 20, Christian Gattaca. Ball squirts out. It's in the hands of the Notre Dame Falcons. They're on their own line. Players trying to dig over there from the Bonnies, but it's been turned over. They go back to Lockie McDonald. Lockie McDonald can't get much distance on that with the safety of touches there. It's going to be a Notre Dame line out just around the 5-meter line. What a turnover.
He's just really impressed with NDC and their defense there. And particularly at the ruck time, they are causing absolute chaos. They are throwing their bodies in there, sometimes not always legally, but they're certainly getting away with it. And what this defensive stand's doing, it's also taking a lot of time out of the clock. With 15 minutes to go, St. Bonaventure really needs something from this territory.
Well, up to the middle of the lineup there, but turning around, going back in. Not sure anybody was quite ready for that. But here we are again. Conroy takes it off the back. Conroy driving towards the line. The senior would love another championship ring. Won one a couple of years ago. Pick and go. Players on the ground. Referee on the spot. Got to get this one to the ground. There's the hooker. Boshoff. He can't find it. Another pick. Another shot. Not in the try zone. Ball squirts up there. It's Conroy. Conroy has to duck one. Conroy trying to wriggle his way towards the line. He's on the ground. Notre Dame college players going to have to release him. Another pick off the side there. There's the try line. Right there. You see the ball just behind. Here's the dive. Over the try line they go. Try awarded. Replacement there. Patrick Klink is going to touch that one down. The sophomore from Cleveland, Ohio. Went to St. Ignatius High School. He was a high school national champion. He has scored 5 points here at the National Collegiate Rugby Division I Championship.
Yeah, being from Glasgow, Scotland, he's very comfortable in this weather. You've got the wind and the rain as we look back on there, but what great camera angle. You can just see the work what the forwards are doing just to get that work over the line. You get inches away. You can see the footage, great camera work, and it was just patience as they're building. They just ran out of defensive numbers, and then he gets the ball down. He gets a much-needed try from St. Bonaventure. This kick becomes extremely important as well, just to really chip away at that score.
His notes, he said, is in walkie bear crawls, so you can see it right there. Spending a lot of time with that hard fitness work. As the kick to come here from Noah Edwards. Noah Edwards pushes this one, and this one gets pushed to the side as well. So no points there. That wind pushing this ball around. You saw the problem, the challenge. It was a problem the first half Lockie McDonald had down there. But a 13-point game, 2 converted tries. A lot of work to do for the Bonnies.
You can just see Lockie McDonald in the background there. He was just talking to his team, just playing nice and calm, It's the best part of 12, 13 minutes to defend that lead that they've deservedly built up. NDC, but St. Bonaventure are now going to start for an absolutely everything at this. We know how dangerous they can be, so I think there's a lot of rugby to be played yet.
Bonaventure throw an intercept pass there. That changes the dynamic right there. Ball taken away by Christian Dickens. Dickens, what work to get to the 7 or 8 meters out from the line here. And a pick and go, going to eat some time. 68 minutes gone in this game. St. Bonnie's need to stop here. Good individual play there from the replacement Dickens. Dickens from Raleigh, North Carolina. Pick and go. Again they come. That's Matthew Cooper. Attempt to go inch by inch here. Kainga, try score from earlier. Another pick to this right-hand side. Have to be careful. Sometimes you run out of support players. Have to get those bodies up. Notre Dame College continues to go. Bonnie's trying to turn it. Another quick squirt. He's short of the line, but they are right there. We have an advantage for taking this down, and it's Gattaca, I believe, is going to score that try. Notre Dame College going to get some more points. It is the Chilean, and pulling ahead to 28 is NDC, looking strong here. Just over 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, head coach for St. Bonaventure, Tui Osborne, is going to be pulling his fantastic head of hair out because they just got the try back on the board, then the interception, and then NDC did what they do best. They've done it all season, and once they've needed it, once they've just got ground just to work. But interestingly, watch their tactics. You can see here from the try, but the build-up, they have been absolutely brutal, playing on the very edge of a law. Every pick and go, they've had a support clearing out, way past the ball, taking out defenders for St. Bonaventure, particularly the guys who were just about to join the ruck. And that is really, really smart play and smart coaching. And that's how they've managed to chip away around that area. So you would be slightly aggrieved if you're from a St. Bonaventure point of view. But I just think that is great coaching from NDC, just to really play right on the edge there, John.
Lockie McDonald. Pushes that one up, and it's no good. So still a little life here for St. Bonnie's. They're under 10 minutes. Looking strong here, however, are the Notre Dame College Falcons, just outside of Cleveland, south of Euclid, Ohio. Continuing to go from strength to strength, this NDC program. High kick from the Bonnies, well taken. Play intelligently for the remainder of this one. NDC gonna go for the box kick here. Remy Thompson, the junior from Oxford, England. The NDC Rookie of the Year his freshman year. Now junior. Ball up, taken down by Joss, tackled immediately by Dickens, the man with the huge intercepted just a couple of minutes ago. Ball up to Conroy. Conroy, a little tip pass. Aitken hit by a couple of Falcons there. Falcons are just excited to play defense at the moment. 9 minutes in the game clock. They're going to go high with this one. Are the Bonnies. Bonnies looking to get some points on the board quick. Ball goes over Shanti Staples. It looked like it might have been knocked on there by one of the Bonnies players. Indeed, it was. Asai Mendenhall tries to come down on that one. And Mendenhall from Dallas, Texas. To Dallas Jesuits. Couldn't get a hold of that one, but it may be an NDC scrum. Or, sorry, a Bonnie scrum.
It looks like a St. Bonaventure scrum, and if they're they need something now. 20 points down, 8 minutes to go. But once again, it's the tackling from NDC and their defensive system. That has been the big hallmark of their game so far. Just before you mentioned it on James Aitken, the big number 3 from St. Bonaventure, he was just getting double tackled, combo tackles, and that just puts a lot of pressure on the attack. So fair play to NDC's defense. They've got a bit of work to do here because this is a great attacking position for St. Bonaventure.
Chad Hagan back on the San Diego, California, Torrey Pines High School Mustang Youth Rugby, great program out there in Southern California. Now playing in Western New York. A little bit of a difference in weather. Break there from Lowther. Lowther takes it in there right at the 22. Hagan Ball out quickly into the reserve. Patrick Klink's hands. He scored a try. Break coming from number 11, Noah Edwards. Noah Edwards, a fantastic first-year player. They'll be happy to have him. Coach Tui Osborne will be splitting his time between St. Bonaventure and the Miami Sharks in Major League Rugby. He'll be an assistant coach down there. Spend the fall up in beautiful St. Bonaventure, New York. Allegheny, New York, but ball goes down. It's going to come back. It's going to be a Falcon scrum here. Excellent defensive work.
Yeah, just once again, I've spoken about it. I feel like a lot in this last few minutes, but the defense has just been brilliant. Just getting another combo tackle in or gang tackle there, and this time it was just good technique to hold the ball up, create the maul. Once the maul has been called, as soon as it goes to deck, the defense are going to get the ball back. But that was just brilliant work to get into that position. You've got to look at number 18 there. Kayanga, just brilliant work. And you see bodies are starting to be thrown around the pitch a little bit. A lot of hands on hips, tired bodies deep in the season. So that was just really great work there from NDC.
Players taking care of their own cramps here. Remy Thompson doing the work. Fraser Leslie has had a very good game. Scrum here to the Notre Dame College Falcons. 73 minutes gone in this contest. 18 points ahead are Notre Dame College. Notre Dame College towards a national championship. Take a Herculean effort from these Bonnies to overcome this deficit.
Bind. Set.
Ball to the tail.
Come straight out the tunnel, guys. Come straight out the tunnel.
Scrum has come up, so referee's going to reset it here. Every bit of time that ticks off that clock works in the favor of the Falcons.
Yeah, exactly what you said. Just there now, it's all just about managing the clock from an NDC point of view. And every scrum takes the best part of 45 seconds. So this is good news for NDC. If you're St. Bonaventure, you want to hurry this up. But you've also got to be careful that you don't hurry it up too much, give away penalty, and then your shot at trying to get this lead back completely disappears.
Ball in from NDC. They get the ball to the back there. Remy Thompson moves it out. Lockie McDonald going to put that one to the boot, go downfield, look for the safety of touch, try to take a little more time off the clock. Joss has a ball in hand. See if they decide to go quick, unable to.
Just when you needed an exit there from Notre Dame College, Scrum did a wonderful job, and then they gave it back to Lockie McDonald. He's got a wonderful kicking game. You can just see there into the wind. He's just kicked that the best part of 60 meters, and that has just taken the really big sting out of this game.
Big work from a lot of these players. You see them just pouring in there. You see number 4, Fraser Leslie, has been effective in this game, has a second row, doing a lot of work. Here's a replacement coming through, making a big break. Good turn in there by the hooker. It comes back up to Lockie McDonald. Knocked forward there, so it's going to be a scrum. 5 minutes to go in the game, deep in their own end of the Bonnies.
Sure is, and it's probably a good time to start talking about who we think has been influential in this game, particularly from an NDC point of view. And I personally don't think you can look too further than number 4, Fraser Leslie. He's been part of everything good about NDC, from scrum to line out, just mixing it up in the close quarter play, carrying hard, tackling even harder. I think he has been a big shout for MVP today.
Yeah, it's good players across field. We saw Ken Buskirk putting in a lot of early work there, making some room as the ball goes back from Hagan.
Hold forwards.
The Bonnies hang that one up. It is not going to find touch. He's going to find Ashanti Staples. Staples saw him before, getting a good flight. Here he's looking again into contact, taken down by Conroy. Conroy, the never-ending motor on the golf class region. Lockie McDonald at the 22. 4 minutes to go. Ball's gone back, says the referee. Now he says the ball's going forward. After that initial ones, we're going to have a scrum here for the Bonnies.
Yeah, Lockie McDonald's had a very good day, particularly in open field play. And although NDC are going to be a bit frustrated by that, this is just a clock killer. It's just chipping away at the clock. And St. Bonaventure, they've got to get the best part of 19 points to get the win. They've got 3.5 minutes to go. This is looking like a very tall order now as the coaches start to make the changes, just so the replacements to start getting the feel for the game and just being part of that championship minutes. This has been a great display from NDC.
It certainly has. They were on in the first half of the wind at their back, did what they do. Now in the second half, it's been a defensive masterclass. Good turnovers at times from players when they need them, intercept passes, really taking the game away from the Bonnies. As we moved on here, ball comes across here. Bonnies put that one wide, looking to get some good runs in here. Ball squirts in behind. Unfortunate there for Dara Felipe.
You can see Staples there for NDC. He's absolutely pumped. Number 11, he's had a good game as well. Always looked threatening with the ball. And these line-outs to scrums, absolutely devastating from a Bonnie's point of view. Particularly now that NDC, they look like they've got complete control of the scrum as well. So this is just an opportunity for NDC to put some icing on the cake, probably launch a strike move they've kept in the back pocket all season, and just try and finish with a bit of even more of a special bang.
Yeah, it certainly has been one of the games. We're 2 minutes on the game clock. I think the Bonnies just see the writing on the wall here. Ball has come in from Remy Thompson. Remy Thompson urging his team forward, going to get that ball out, going to go to the back. Another man who's had a great game, Aguirre, certainly had the skill play of the game. Lockie McDonald gets a wrap around there into the hands of Hannon. Hannon's been in the try zone. They chip that one ahead. Joss takes in the touch, minute and a half to go. Line out here for the Notre Dame College Falcons. A few meters out again, looking to add to their tally. You can see the excitement on the boys' faces.
Yeah, this has been one of the great second half performances, playing into the wind. They've just controlled it defensively, but when they've had to be on point on attack, they've absolutely done so. And that was an attacking masterclass as well. They had a go, they moved it wide, they knew they weren't going to get over the line, so they just chipped it through. They make their own luck, and they might even punch it in here.
Cold night for a Gatorade bath if Hugh Johnston gets one, the head coach of the Notre Dame College Falcons. Wonderful job, Director Jason Fox. Jeff Gainford and Tim Broffman, the assistant coaches we talked about before. What a job they've done with this team. You talked about the detail and the skill and the little things they did right all over the place. You see it again here. They're looking for another try as the ball works its way back. There's this man. He's been in the try zone already. Has the Chilean reserve. Good work getting over that one. They dove over. It looks like it's going to be another try, and it is. We'll see who comes up with this one. Well-deserved, whomever it was. And Notre Dame College, the Falcons, really put their stamp on it now. It is a national championship. This could be the last kick of the game for NDC. And they will be moving on as your 2023 national champion any second.
Oh, what a way to finish it. It's exactly how they started, picking and going, really just punching that ball through with their pick and go play. And again, I'm just really impressed with the detail. Particularly the ball carrier is excellent, but the detail in those players who are clearing out has been absolutely phenomenal. You could just say that's a testament to the coaches and the program putting that effort in there, and this is where it's going to come to fruition on the big stage and the big dance in the championship final. And there's no better feeling than scoring a try and kicking your own conversion to win it. Absolutely no pressure. Very, very impressed with this Notre Dame College team.
Kick to come here for Micheletti looking on. This could be the last action of the game. You see the sideline. You see some happy boys. St. Bonaventure rushes that one. Referee gets it. Referee looks at his watch. Referee whistles it. And your 2023 National Collegiate Rugby Division I champions, the Notre Dame College Falcons. Well-deserved. Take the field. What a celebration. It's going to be a night in Houston for these boys.
Absolutely. I think their dinner reservations might be on hold with the 2.5-hour delay, but that will not matter. at all. It was such a pleasure to be part of this process and just have a front row seat to watch an NDC team put on an absolute clinic. Well done to those young men. They deserve everything that they have. But also a quick shout out to St. Bonaventure. Very much deserved to be there in the final, but tonight belongs to Notre Dame College.
Notre Dame College, well deserved their long season this fall. National Collegiate Rugby. You see the trophy right there. Wasting no time in our hands. Brad Dufek, men's director for NDC. Look at the celebration going on. These boys are pleased. Just waiting on some players to get down. Celebrations happening. Celebrations continue. We are going to go down. Tyler Deutsch is with the NDC Falcons. Let's see how the boys are doing.
An absolutely legendary, long-awaited celebration for the Notre Dame side here. Come on in here. I'm here with the number 4 Frazier. What a long anticipated match. We had some weather, but you guys held through and you brought the intensity. How did it feel out there, man?
Oh, mate, honestly, it's unreal. Been working towards this all year. You know, we love the rain, we love the gritty stuff, and it just pays off. I'm so happy, I just can't explain it. So good.
We couldn't have asked for a better D1 match. What does this mean for Notre Dame College going forward in the rugby program?
Mate, honestly, we're known as underdogs, and we're not known that well around America, but now we've made our name, and I guess we're on the map now, so it's so good. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. You guys are officially Division I national champions. Congratulations. What an amazing match between St. Bonaventure and Notre Dame College. Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Tyler. That is the end there. Your 2023 National Collegiate Rugby Champions, Division I, are Notre Dame College. We are here at SaberCat Stadium. That's it for us today. Tomorrow, join us at noon Central, 1 o'clock Eastern. Babson is going to take on Wayne State in the Small College Division Championship. And then at 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern, it is going to be Indiana University of Pennsylvania taking on the University of Memphis for the D2 champions. All that action on the Rugby Network. Next Level Rugby bringing it to you at National Collegiate Rugby. For Greg Wilson, I am John Broker. It's been wonderful having you with us this evening. Congratulations, Notre Dame College, the Falcons. Great rugby as always. We'll see you back here tomorrow.